Today's episode comes to you straight from the Foundation Insurance Services podcast studio, your home for elevating voices, inspiring leaders, and building the community one conversation at a time. If you're enjoying the journey, we'd love for you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these stories reach even higher.
Because what your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between reality and fiction. So what you say is always going to be reality to you, to your subconscious mind. So if I say I can't do this, then no, you can't do this. But if I got this, I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be great. Then your body actually goes with that.
Hey there, welcome back to Above and Beyond, where excellence meets elevation. I'm your host, Jan Simon, and this season we're raising the bar, diving into the passion, purpose, and defining moments of leaders who don't just aim high, they live there. Big ideas, real stories. Let's get into it. Today's guest is someone who turned her own journey into something powerful for others. Alia, Gauthier, is the co-founder of Tinted Salt, a holistic wellness sanctuary in Chandler, Arizona, focused on helping people reset, recover, and truly heal. With over 20 years of holistic health, she's a certified Reiki practitioner and licensed esthetician who specializes in the connection between skin, gut, and the nervous system. Alongside her husband, Steve, she's created a space that's not about quick fixes, but real, personalized care.
Yeah.
Alia, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And this is exciting for me because we've had conversation, but I don't really know you. You.
Ask away. I'm here. Anything you want to know. Nothing's off the table, unless I say it is.
Unless you shut me down.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's then rewind it way back.
Okay.
Talk to me about your childhood.
My childhood.
What'd that look like?
Okay. So I'm originally, my parents are from Iran. So I was born in Iran.
Okay.
I have 3 siblings. I have an older brother, and then it's me. And then I have a sister who is 13 months younger than me. And then I have another brother who is younger than my sister. So a family of 4. So big family. Middle child syndrome. That's, hello.
Yeah.
That would be me. We left Iran in 1986 after the 79-80 revolution, where the country was occupied by the Islamic Republic.
Okay.
6 years later, we left the country before my brother's military duty kicked in. Yeah. We left to Turkey, and then from there, we migrated to Canada. So I've moved countries, I've moved continents. So for me, moving was never, it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about my parents. My father, he can see things a lot further in the future than most people can, in the sense that like he can say, okay, well, if we do this, the outcome back, like forward, is going to be different. And he's not afraid to take those risks, which is a lot I can say for him, because, they moved to Canada. They did not know. My dad knew how to speak English. He knew a little bit of French as well, but he's lost that. So yeah, like that's where we came from.
How old were you when you left Iran?
86. I was...
I mean, I don't want to pressure
11?
you to tell
11?
me how old you are, but yeah, okay, so 11.
11.
So you were old enough to remember the move and everything. Was it, and just because I have so many questions, but was it a tragic move to move? Did you leave family behind?
We did. Okay. We did. Basically, my parents just pretty much left everything and moved because they didn't want to shake. They didn't want anybody meaning government officials, to know that we were moving. So it was a very subtle kind of like, we're going to go on vacation to Turkey, because Iran and Turkey are borders. And just like here in Canada, you don't need a visa to go across the border. You just need your passport. So we were just, going on vacation for the summer and then coming back type of thing. So it was in the sense that, we left our cousins behind, we left family behind, but it was also exciting. Gotcha. It was also, as a kid, you don't really understand the magnitude of that kind of a move. Like my mom was just 30 years old. She moved with 4 kids. My dad, like it was a lot for them. So no, I don't know if it was scary. I think it was just exciting.
Yeah.
And
you said it was is your brother older than you?
My brother is older than me,
So,
4 years.
but it was before his military
before
requirement?
his 15th birthday.
So when they turn
15, they get drafted.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's at the time of the war, it was a mandatory draft.
Okay.
And now don't quote me on this. I believe that you can buy out your military duty.
Okay.
Now you can do that, but then because there was the Iran and Iraq war happening, it was mandatory. So we needed to leave the country before his 15th birthday so that he didn't get drafted. So my parents did the right thing for him.
Yeah.
And really for the rest of us. Like, they saved us from that environment.
Yeah.
It was very volatile. Even as an 11-year-old, I remember like going to school and just because we're not a religious family. Well, at the time, we were not a religious family. My parents were born into a Muslim family, but they never practiced it, and they never really instilled any of that stuff on us. So we didn't really know much about Islam and the religion when we went to school. And then the teachers were pissed at me.
Yeah.
Like, I remember questioning at one point, and I got sent home with a nice, lovely letter to my mother.
Wow.
And then my mom's like, "You cannot say things."
Wow.
And so, yeah, it was a scary time.
That's
It was
crazy.
a scary time. Yeah, that was insane.
I can't imagine. It's crazy because I'm gonna share my ignorance full
It's okay.
blast right now. So I went to Australia. Excuse me. I went to New Zealand for the Rugby World Cup 15 years ago, something like that. I think it was about 15 years ago. And other than Canada and Mexico, I'd never been out of the country, and I was really scared to go. Like, it was one of those weird scared because you just don't
that's a
know,
far
right?
flight.
Yeah, you just don't know what you're getting into. And I think that if you haven't traveled internationally, it's very easy to succumb to the fact that, it's kind of like when you hear about, let's say, Philadelphia and the drug epidemic that's in Philadelphia. It's like, oh, all of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, it's like one street or
Yeah.
two streets,
Yeah.
type of thing. So it's crazy. Like, I think about when you think, okay, Middle East and Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan, and I mean that
Yeah.
we'll call it region.
Yeah.
This vision that the media has created in our minds. Where you grew up, did you experience the fighting and stuff that was going on, or was it more kind of separated from where you were?
Not where we lived, it wasn't. In other regions, it was really bad. Not where we were. However, I do recall we were in the capital, Tehran, over the summer holidays. My uncle lived in an apartment, in a condo building, and he was on the top floor. He was on, I think, the 6th or 8th floor. I can't remember off the top of my head now. And I remember all of us were sitting in the sitting room, which overlooked the boulevard, and all of a sudden there was this massive explosion noise, and when we looked out the window, you could see something on fire up in the air and down. That was the only personal experience that I had of that type of thing. But I remember like family that lived in the capital, and they would tell us, like, so they had like all their windows taped so that if
it hit,
the impact of other buildings being hit, the windows would shake and then they would shatter, right? So they just had like tape on everything, that type of thing that I remember, but I don't remember being bombed like on a constant basis. Now,
So it wasn't like you lived in a
no.
brick hut on the dirt floor.
No.
And
Oh gosh, no.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. Like, but that is what North American vision of what Middle East looks like. Now, some parts of Middle East looks like that. I can tell you that Iran is not. Iran is one of the most beautiful countries. There's so much to see there. There's so much history. 25,000 years of history. Sorry, 2,500 years of history.
Yeah.
Right. They were the first to have a university. They were the first to have medical school. They wrote the first Bill of Rights.
Wow.
Right? there's so much history there, and it's a beautiful country. Like people live in normal homes like we do here, live in high rises like they do here. And sure, if you go out into the countryside, it's a little bit different. But if here you go to the country and not exactly living in mansions, although nowadays, like,
you never know, right?
Right. But yeah, like no, it's not like that. Like they don't live in huts. They don't live in they don't sleep on dirt floors or anything like that. But there are parts of the country that are poor, just like here. Like you go, I remember going to Detroit for the first time, and then my uncle took us like to like the district part. And I was like, we need to leave because this is scary. So just like any country, any city has its good spots and bad spots. For sure.
Do you still have family?
We have some distant relatives, no one that we are very close with that we would be in touch with on a regular basis.
Have you ever, can you go back? I guess I don't even know if that's, I mean, have you been back?
I have not been back. I do not currently hold a valid Iranian passport. Do I want to go back? Not at the state that it's at now. Things would have to definitely change. You know, like now I'm married and I have children. But even before that, I don't think I would go back. It's so different, especially for women. You can't really travel by yourself as a female in Iran.
Really?
No, you can't. It's dangerous. It's dangerous for an outsider to do that. Maybe people that live there would say things are different. I'm not sure if too many would travel on their own. But yeah, I mean, do I want to go back? I would love to go see. That's my homeland. Like,
well, I think about like when I go back to where I grew up. It's like I drive by the house that I grew up in and go, oh my God, it's like half the size I thought it was. You know, it's like because it was always a huge house and it's tiny. So I would think from a nostalgic perspective to be able to go back and say, oh, I remember doing this here, or you know,
that I would love to do because I have a lot of memories as a child growing up with cousins and specifically in Shiraz, which is one of the bigger cities. And that's where my mom's family is from. They're Sufis in their, I don't know. Am I allowed to say it? I call it a cult, but whatevs.
You say whatever you want. I mean, hopefully, somebody might hunt me down. I don't know.
So there was a Sufi house there, and as a child, every summer, like that, we would go there and we would hang out with my cousins, and there was a lot of fun that we had. And so yeah, like it would be nice to go see everything. Absolutely, like it would be nostalgic. Like I think I would cry.
Yeah.
You know, I think I would be like, wow, like things are not what I remember them to be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, and just the connection.
Yeah.
So growing up there, so. You packed up.
This episode is made possible by our partners at Built Different Restoration. When water, fire, or mold damage hits your home or business, you need a local team you can trust to respond fast and do it right. Learn more at BuiltDifferentRestoration.com.
Shout out to Guidance Alliance, a trusted peer advisory group for business owners who want honest answers, not motivation posters. Small groups, weekly sessions, ideas that actually work. Visit guidancealliance.com to learn more.
I went to Turkey.
A year and a half.
In essence, for the summer.
Yeah.
Did you...
What do we do there?
No, did you like just pack the car at one suitcase and go?
So we flew. We flew, and each of us, like basically with a suitcase, like we were going on vacation. Like we literally did not take anything with us. Like we didn't take any family photos. We didn't take anything that was of value. My mom had a few pieces of jewelry, I guess, but she left those all with her brother in Tehran. And then, we just basically went with a suitcase each to just travel for the summer. Like that was the plan. And like there was,
That's crazy. So when you got to Turkey and you said a year and a half,
we got stuck there.
Did you, you got stuck?
We got stuck.
Okay.
So because we couldn't go back to Iran for obvious reasons, my brother and his drafting. So we We
So
were
do you have to like claim asylum or something to
So
be
we
able to stay?
no, you couldn't.
Okay.
We couldn't do that either.
Oh, okay,
We couldn't
okay.
do that either. You could stay in Turkey as an Iranian, just like you can come to the U.S. for 6 months,
Oh,
right?
gotcha.
So
Okay.
we had like a 6-month visitor's visa, but at the end of the 6 months, my dad went back to Iran to redeem that. You have to go out of the country and come back in, right? And he had some unsettled business in Iran that he needed to finish up because, like, my parents were living off of their savings.
Gotcha.
We didn't have work permits, we didn't have education permits, so like us kids, we were at home, and
Wow.
my parents, yeah, they were like living off of their savings.
Whatever money they had, yeah.
Correct. And we were trying to get a visa to the US or to Canada. That was the plan. And ultimately we ended up just going through a route that I will not discuss
Yeah.
on this podcast or anywhere really. And yeah, so my dad he went back to Iran and he got stuck there. He got into something and they would not let him leave the country.
No kidding.
So then he had to, to buy his way out of the
Escape,
country.
yeah.
And no, he didn't escape this time. He bought
Okay.
his way out. I
Okay.
think my uncle, who was a judge during the Shah Revolution,
Okay.
Shah time, he had some connections and he got him to eventually. So, but my mom got stuck in Turkey with 4 kids without my dad, and all the banks and everything was all under my dad's name. So she ended up with no money. We had to pay rent. So my mom had to go and borrow money from a friend that we had met there. And so it was a lot on my mom.
Wow, yeah.
I look back actually at pictures of my mom when we first moved to Canada, and my mom looks like a skeleton.
Really?
She was under that much pressure. Like
Wow.
it was crazy for her. So eventually my dad came, and then we were able to leave Turkey through Greece and then UK to Canada. That was like
Okay.
a two-day trip we did. We took the bus to Greece, and then from Greece we hopped on a airplane layover UK to Canada.
Wow.
And then once we got to Canada, that's when we claimed our refugee status.
Gotcha.
Asylum. Yeah.
Okay.
That's-
Where in Canada were you?
Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we landed
so
in
Eastern.
Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
And do you remember your first thoughts when you got to Canada? Like what that was like?
Cold. No, I'm not joking when I say that.
That's funny.
We landed January 13th, 1988, and I do believe that was the coldest day of 1988 was January
Wow.
13th. And we didn't know, right? Yeah, sure it was cold in Turkey and in Iran where we were, but not like Canada cold. Like, you're almost at the North Pole, people. It was insanely
That's
cold.
funny.
So I remember it being very cold and just the unknown of like where are we gonna go. And my dad had some family here,
Okay.
some distant relatives who helped us get a space to live temporarily, and then through that we ended up getting a house to rent, and then we started school, and we did not speak English.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You speak very good English now.
Well,
I mean,
don't know,
I can hear a
you can
little
hear a little
bit,
bit of an
but
accent,
not
right?
a lot.
No, right?
I would say it's more
It's
of
more of a Canadian accent, don't you think? Eh?
yeah, sure, you betcha. Uh-huh. Don't you know? I mean, I guess that's probably Minnesota, but
Yeah.
same thing.
Same thing, right?
Minnesota is Canada, so
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't speak English, and then they just kind of like threw me into like, so January we arrive, right? So end of January we get thrown into grade 6. Like, here you go. And my sister's in grade 5, so we're a year apart. And my youngest brother was in grade 1, and my oldest brother was in high school. So they just basically like plopped us here, and we're just like, we don't understand a word. We didn't understand a thing. I mean, my dad spoke a bit of English. Where he worked in Iran, he dealt with a lot of Americans that were working in Iran, but yeah, we didn't speak any English. And but by that summer, we were going. Kids are so resilient.
what language do Iranians speak?
Farsi.
Okay, so do you still speak Farsi?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, and I
Okay.
listen to Persian or Farsi music
Okay.
in the car, and my kids get annoyed at me now. And my sister and I talk a lot, and when we try to like not let our husbands, who are both Canadian, understand what we're saying, we speak in Farsi.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah. And my kids, my older one understands, my younger one doesn't. So if I talk to my sister and she'll be like, "Mom,"
That's awesome.
Mom. It's like,
That's awesome.
So we do speak a little bit, but
That's funny. So, moved to Toronto.
yeah.
Did you graduate high school in
I
Toronto?
graduated high school. I went to University of Western Ontario to study psychology. I did 3 years and then I dropped out. It wasn't for me. I just, I don't know. It just wasn't the right move.
Yeah.
I, from the beginning, did not want to go and do university. I wanted to do a trades, but coming from an Iranian family, Persian family, that's what you do. You finish high school, you go to university. Like, there is no questions about that. You don't discuss these things.
Yeah.
So I dropped out third year and I moved back home and just worked odd jobs, the mall. And then eventually I got a job at a rehab clinic, physical rehab clinic. I did like all their billings and, all that kind of stuff. And then my boss used to yell at me all the time. Yeah. And I remember one day I woke up and I said, if he yells at me today, I'm going to quit. And it was already 3 years of me working for him. And I had friends that worked there with me, and to this day, I'm still friends with them. And they're like, "Oh, Alia, you're not quitting. You need this job so badly." And I was like, "Oh, watch, I'm going to quit. I'm quitting. This is it. I'm done." So lo and behold, he yelled at me.
And you walked.
And that was a Friday afternoon. And I just told him, I said, "You need to find someone to replace me. I'm giving you my 2 weeks notice." I wrote it on paper, signed, and I gave it to him. And he was like, his name was Brad. He's like, "No." I was like, oh yeah, this is happening. I was so young.
Yeah.
I was 23 at the time, 23, 24. And I was like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. We're done. We're done with this. I'm done being yelled at. And that was the start of my aesthetics. Then I worked at a bar, waitressing, bartending, doing whatever I needed to do to save all my money. And I went to a private school for aesthetics, and I literally walked in with $10,000 in like 20s and 50s and hundreds.
No kidding. That's awesome.
And I put it on the desk of the register, and he just looked at me like, I was like, "It's legit. I bartend and I waitress. It's all good. It's all good. This is good money."
Couple stacks of singles. That's too funny. So, 6th grade, you're in Toronto. You're going elementary school into high school. You're fighting to learn English, all that stuff. Was there anybody during that time that really had a big influence on you to help you? I mean, because I could imagine there's some pretty traumatic moves in there, whether you look at them as trauma or not. I think that they could be. Was there anybody in there that kind of said, "Alia, get it together"?
No.
You didn't need anybody to do that?
No, it's not that I didn't need anybody to do that. It just wasn't like that. I don't know. Maybe now things have changed now, but back then there really wasn't. Like in high school, I had a teacher. He was nice to me, but I never felt that, someone that kind of like nurtured me and just said, "Oh, you're good at this and you should do that." Or I think that's part of the middle child syndrome, right? Like I think I always felt like, oh, the focus was always on my brother. I mean, now as I don't think that anymore.
You
but,
know it.
Yeah, right? You know that it was on him.
You don't have to think about it.
But
know that. Coming from a middle child myself.
Right. But now I know that wasn't the case. But then I always thought that it was, right? So, no, I think I'd like to think that everything that got me to where I am, it was my own perseverance, my own, like, I failed at a lot of stuff and I just got myself back up and I moved on, and I didn't want to feel sorry for myself forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was part of why I became an entrepreneur too. I was like, I can't work for people. Like, he yells at me all the time, And I worked at McDonald's when I was 13, and I was like, I don't want to be working here. They tell me to like sweep the floors every 5 minutes. I can't do that.
Need a lobby.
Yeah.
Somebody hit the lobby.
Right? Did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
You McDonald's?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I worked at McDonald's. Actually, I had 3 different stints at McDonald's because of different things that happened in my life. I actually was in college. I was a night shift manager. But I also opened a McDonald's. That's where I learned to be able to crack multiple eggs at one time.
Right? So you did the kitchen. I was the front. Yeah.
But yeah, as some manager always, I need a lobby.
Yeah.
Or, go hit the lot.
Yeah. Somebody take that garbage out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody soak that onion bag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The 10-1 onions. That's funny. All right. So waiting tables,
Yeah.
working behind a bar. Were you an actual bartender?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's just I literally worked probably 7 days a week for about 4.5 months to be able to get the money together so that I could start the school semester in that September year, because I didn't want to wait till the January, right? So I was like, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to go for it. And I worked in the waitressing and bartending. You would just make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I was young and,
Squirrel it away.
and I was just like, you know what? Let's just do it. And
Yeah.
I did it, and I worked all the time. I worked 7 days, bartending. Wait, they need a bartender? They need a waitress? That's fine. Whatever. Like whatever you need me to do, I will do it.
Do it.
Yeah, and then it was insane, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
And you went to school to be an esthetician.
I went to school for aesthetics. Yeah.
What did that look like? I mean, what made you decide that was what you wanted to do?
Because I always loved the beauty industry. I was always
Okay.
very good at things like, doing nails and waxing. And like in university, I used to as a side hustle, I used to wax my roommates and stuff and make extra money. And I learned how to do eyebrows and all of that. So when I was in aesthetic school, the girl that I used to go to as my esthetician hired me.
Oh, okay.
So while I was in school, I was also getting training from her, and it was great. I worked for her about a year after school, and then I was like, I don't want to work for people. Work for people,
You became the smartest person in the room.
right? No. Okay, fine, I did.
Yes, you did. Because we all think that.
Yeah.
All entrepreneurs. I think all entrepreneurs at some point go, I'm better
do
than this.
this.
I can do this
I can
myself.
do this myself.
I don't
right?
need somebody to tell me
Yeah.
when to take out the trash,
Yeah.
when to sweep the floor.
But I also worked with this girl who was the salon manager, and she was a bitch. She was just a complete.
What is it I just heard the other day? If you run into more than 3 people in the morning that you think are a bitch, you're actually the bitch.
Maybe you're the bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she was the only
not
one.
that.
No, she was the only one.
I mean, you don't come across to me that way. I'm just saying though.
You don't know me.
I don't. We're being very cordial right now.
Yeah, until the end of the session.
Yeah.
And I remember going up to Josie, who was the owner of the salon that had hired me, and I said to her, I said, listen, I already worked for, and she knew Brad. I said, I already worked for Brad, and Sarah was a complete lunatic. I said, I'm not doing that again. So I'm just letting you know that I'm giving it 3 months and then I'm out of here. So I gave them my notice, and then and she was very nice about it. And she was like, I never thought that you were going to stick around for a very long time.
Yeah.
She's like, I was kind of hoping like maybe another year, but okay. And then I just I went and I purchased a salon from someone who that was like going under, and everyone was like, you're crazy. And I was like, no, I can do this. I can turn this around. And within I think it was 6 or 7 months, I ended up hiring someone.
Wow.
And then I had 3 girls working for me, and then they were running that business. And then when I got married and I had kids, and it was
That's incredible. That's awesome.
It was good. It was good.
So, as an esthetician, I can't even say the word.
Esthetician.
Yes.
Yeah.
As that.
Yeah.
What did you do?
So I did all of it. So I did all skincare, waxing, threading, laser hair removal. Yeah, I did all of that. Yeah.
Okay.
All of it.
And then when you opened your salon, is that what you focused on, or did you also add in hair and nails and all that other stuff?
No, I just did aesthetic stuff.
Okay.
No hair. I didn't have any background in that, and it's really hard to hire hairstylists when you yourself are not a hairstylist. Like, I wouldn't be able to manage them. They would walk all over me, right? But as an esthetician, I'll be like, no, you need to do what you need to do because I know what needs to be done. But with hair, I would never be able to manage that. And I think that's the other thing. Do something that you are familiar with, not something out of the blue that you're gonna, I would never be able to do insurance because I don't know anything about that. I never worked in that field, so I wouldn't be able to manage people who did insurance.
Right.
They would walk all over me. They would tell me bullshit stuff, and I'd be like,
Right,
oh,
like,
okay,
okay.
yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah.
Sounds legit. I mean, when did you meet your husband? Were you still an esthetician at the time? Okay.
Yep. I had my salon. So I still had just a salon downtown Toronto. And Steve and I met.
Came in for a wax?
Nope. No, we actually met on a dating app. Back then there was no app. It was the website. That's how old I am.
Was that through MySpace?
What was the thing called? Lava Life.
Oh, never heard of it.
No, it's a Canadian thing.
Okay.
Probably that's why you didn't hear about it.
Probably they don't let it south of the border.
Yeah. So yeah, Steve and I met on Lava Life. We went. Our story is a little bit funny too.
Oh, do share.
Do share. So we met. We got engaged. We got married all under 6 months, and everybody thought we were insane.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was.
Who did I talk to?
It was crazy.
Oh my God, you just reminded me of somebody. Oh, Jeff Bride.
Oh yeah.
His little story where he's like, first date with Heidi. I think it was Heidi. He like basically proposes, I think. Anyways, sorry.
So the first
That was
date.
quick. 6 months.
6 months. We got so.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, you know exactly. I had a very serious relationship just before I had met Steve, and I knew that like that was done with, and I really wanted to settle down, and so I manifested him. I literally manifested that whole thing.
He was a rebound.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
No, he
Steve.
No, he wasn't. Because it's funny because
It was at least 3 days after you broke up with the other guy.
Oh, it was a few months. It wasn't 3 days. It was a few months. But it was a very serious relationship that I was in, and then I came out, and I'm a Scorpio, so like I give and I give and I give and I give, and you wrong me, it's done. We're done. There is no going back. I'm not that person that like no, he loves no, you wronged me. You're screwed. There is no way that we would ever get back together. So, yeah, Steve and I met, and I think on our first date, it was just it was like we just knew. It was weird, and everything was just so easy. It was not like, was he gonna call me? Is he like, when you're younger, you're stupid, right?
He gave me a note.
Yeah. Is he gonna call me? Like, do I wait for him? Like, is there like a 3-day wait thing, like that kind of thing? Like, there was nothing like that. It was just very easy.
That's cool.
We met and we went on a few dates, and I think it was like a week or two in, we basically so I had gone through a really bad depression, and I was on antidepressants when I met Steve. So I didn't want Steve to think that I was a super healthy person, because I wasn't. I truly was not a healthy person at that time mentally. So I remember I think it was 2 weeks in, things were getting really serious. And I just said to him, I said, hey, listen, I need to be honest with you. Like, I'm on antidepressants. I'm planning on getting off of them. You have to be okay with this. Like, I'm not a well person. And at the time, I don't know, maybe it was the wrong thing to say, but maybe, I don't know, I think it was the right thing. And I said, I'll give you some time to think about it. Like, take a week, don't call me, go think about things, talk to your family or whatever, do whatever you need to do. And if I don't hear from you, it's totally fine. Like, I'm not going to hold it against you or anything. But if we do, then there's no turning back type of thing, right? And he's like, I already know that. Yeah, that's fine. It's like,
did you go through my medicine cabinet?
He's like, I already know that. And I was like, yeah, but you have to be okay. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. It's good. But I think if you ask him now, he'd be like, oh no, I totally screwed myself over.
It's like every guy. He was, never mind.
He's like, no, it's all good. It's all good.
We're okay.
Yeah.
We're okay. So he's Canadian.
He's Canadian. He's French Canadian.
French Canadian.
Yeah.
And you guys got married within 6 months.
Yeah.
Within 6 months of that, you had a baby.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
It's not how it works?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No, we waited.
So, you had your shop. What did Steve do?
This podcast is powered by Above Par Network, where networking isn't about awkward mixers or endless pitches. It's about genuine relationships, real opportunities, and having a good time doing it. If you're ready for networking that actually works, visit AboveParNetwork.com.
This episode is powered by 5 Leaf Financial, expert accountants, tax preparers, and CFOs who help you make smarter financial choices. If you want peace of mind around your finances, visit 5leaf.net.
So Steve was a private investigator at that time.
Oh.
He was a private investigator.
That's how he knew you were on depressive medication.
Right? It didn't click to me then, right? Like later, it's like, oh, like, was trying to hide something from a private investigator. Not that I was hiding it,
Like,
but
he could see the residue on your lips
yeah.
from taking the pill.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, he was a private investigator. He worked for a private firm. He did a lot of like loss prevention stuff. They did some of like staking out, looking for whatever, but it wasn't that often. And so when we got married, that's what he was doing. He did that for quite some time. Then he wanted to move, get a little bit higher up in that company. There was nowhere to go because it was such a small company. He did approach them to buy into the company, and they said at that time they weren't looking for like another partner or investor. That so they offered him a little bit more money, but at the end of the day, he was like,
It wasn't really about the money.
It was more like he was like it wasn't that much more, and it's a private company. Like, how much could they give him unless they become like extremely big, right? And then he was, what did he? Oh, what? This is the best story because this is how all of my Reiki stuff came in.
Okay, that was going to be one of my questions.
Was
so
it? Okay.
I don't even have to ask the question.
It's not even a question, but so one day he's like on the computer, and it wasn't like him to be on the computer like after work, and he's on there for a long time. And I was like, what are you doing? You're being so secretive. Like, what is happening? He's like, well, the Toronto police is hiring for their courts. Before we got married, he wanted to get into the police force. And I was like, that's a deal breaker for me. Like, I don't think I can handle that. I don't think I can handle the shift work. I don't think I can handle it. I'm being honest, like, we're only together for like 6 months before we got married. So it couldn't have been that long prior to that I said that to him, right? And so he's like, yeah, Toronto Police is hiring, but it's for the courts. And the courts is a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, right?
Okay.
And he's like, but it's a part-time job. So they don't hire full-time because they have to give you benefits and, so they just string you along. And I'm like, so what's part-time? He's like, about 15 hours a week. And I was like, okay, well, I said, apply for it. And he's like, well, what am I going to do for the rest of the time? I'm like, well, maybe you can still stay on here and then do this one part-time. And then together it'll be full-time. And eventually something will open up there, won't it? He's like, no, like the Toronto police doesn't hire full-time, whatever. And I was like, and it was as if this spirit voice, whatever you want to call it, was like, push him to do it. He needs to do this, right? So I said, I want you to apply for it anyways. So worst case scenario, they're going to offer you the job and you can be like, nah, don't want it anymore. So he's like, he hemmed and hawed for a bit, and then he eventually did apply for it. The application took a long time. And at that time, I was starting to shift in my business. I was starting to move towards more of like, why aren't my clients seeing results with their skincare the way I want them to? So I was deeping diver into the holistic side of things and trying to figure out how I can help them further their skin regimens or their skin care with what I had to offer. And I had a Reiki master who used to do Reiki on me. So it was all about manifestation for me at that time. So I said, so he applied. And they had what was it called? Like a intro meeting, I guess.
Oh.
They bring everybody and then they do a whole bunch of testing. I don't even know what it's called. Anyways, so he goes in and there's something like 1,500 people there that had applied for something like 20 positions, right?
What?
And he's like, so he comes home and he's like, I don't know about this. And I was like, oh, you got this. Like, this job was made for you. I believe that. I know that this is it. I said, we just need to manifest it. We just need to pray on it. Like, this is what we're going to do. He's like, I don't know how to do stuff like that. I'm like, neither do I. Let's do it. So we started to work together on that and just manifesting it. Like, this job belongs to Steve and like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they give him a call. He goes in for an interview. So this takes this is a long story, so I'm just going to shorten it up. So this takes over 3 or 4 interviews that it happens, and it was almost like 6 or 7 months that this whole process went through. And at the very last part of it, they said to him that we are offering you the position pending your background check. And he's like, well, I don't have anything on my background. So like, I got the job, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was July long weekend in Canada. July 1st is Canada Day. So that was July long weekend. That was like right there. And we go to visit his family and stuff, and nobody calls him. Nobody calls him. July, August, September. Class started in September. And every time he checked his file online, it said incomplete. And he would call them and they're like, sir, we can't give you any information over the phone. So, well, can I come in? No, you can't come in either. So it's like, okay.
It's odd.
He's like, well, maybe the class has been postponed. Like, I got the job. Like, I don't have anything on my background. Like, they offered me a job pending my background check. Like, what's on my background?
Right.
So come October, one of my best friends who's a police officer with the Toronto Police was just getting back from a maternity leave. And she's like, oh, I was at the police college. And I saw the whole new class and Steve wasn't there. Did he not get the job? My heart fell to the ground. I was like, what do you mean Steve didn't get the job? I'm like, oh my God, I have to break that to him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I have to tell him that this happened. So he came home from work and I was like, I need to tell you something. And then so I tell him and he's like, and he was mad at me. He was like, this is all your fault.
What?
Yeah. You made me do this.
Oh, no.
And you promised me that if I manifested it, it was going to work. And I was like, well, it is. But
Yeah.
I said, but you got bigger than yourself and you stopped. So that's on you, not on me. Like, so that was like one of the very few times that Steve and I actually had an argument. Like, we usually don't fight. Like, we'll bicker. And then I'm like, it's not worth it. And we just move along, right? He was so mad at me. And he was just mad at himself. And he was just angry. He was just angry for a while. He became a very angry person, which is very odd for him. So anyway, come December, so that was October, November, December. And I said to him, something I said to him that was, I believe that this job belongs to you. I believe there's no one in this world that is more deserving of this job, and you will get this job. And he got mad and he said, they don't hire that often, Alia. They're not going to, it's been 10 years since they hired. They're not going to hire again. So I don't know where you think you're coming up with this. And I was like, I don't know about you, but I believe it. And I know that it's going to happen. And I said, and you need to go back to the drawing board and you need to go back to your manifestations and praying and all those things because you let go of that. And when you let go of that, that's an energy. Everything in this world is an energy. You disconnected yourself from that energy. And so it did not happen for you. You need to reconnect again. And that's all I'm going to tell you. And he's like, oh, you're like you and your woo-woo stuff and you're like crazy or whatever, right? So, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So on the side, I did my thing and I didn't. December comes and it's before Christmas. The phone rings. And guess who calls? Toronto Police.
Nice.
Yeah. They're like, we're wondering if you're still interested in that position. We're putting a second class through.
Wow.
And since your application didn't get through last time because we did not get the background check done in time, and now it's done. Now it's done. We'd like to offer you to the position. Would you like to take this position? So he gets off the phone. I don't know who he's talking to. And when he gets off the phone, and I was like, what was that all about? He's like, how did you do it?
Oh, no. That's awesome.
Like, how did I do what? He's like, they called me. That was the Toronto Police. The job is mine. I have to go in and sign the papers. Like, I'm going in tomorrow morning to sign. And I was like, what? He's like, how did you do it? And I was like, it's all an energy. Everything is connected. So if you are not connecting, you're not getting there.
Yeah.
So it's a manifestation. It's God. It's Jesus. It's whatever you want it to be. That's what it is. That's what's going to get you to where you want to be. And it's all an energy. And you let go. But I didn't. I held on to that. And so here we are. And he became a believer.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then
That's awesome.
He became a believer. So
That's very cool.
Yeah.
How long was he with the Toronto Police?
He was with the police for
7
years.
I was going to say, I assume he took that position. So
He did.
Okay.
And he was with them for about 7 years.
Okay.
And then COVID hit. And then he was put on a leave without pay. And I think that kind of did him in. And he was just like, yeah. And he's mentally, it broke him. We lost a lot during that time. Our family was without pay. Both my businesses got shut down in Canada as well because of the COVID stuff, shut down. So we were kind of pushed into a different direction, which I believe is what I manifested as well. So, yeah.
Can I ask you about your kids?
Of course.
How old are your kids?
So I have two. I have one that's almost 16. She'll be 16 in a few weeks. And one that's 14.
Okay.
Both girls.
Ah.
Yeah. One is a sophomore and the other one's a freshman.
Nice. And they know everything?
They know everything.
Yeah.
We're very open with them. I try to be as much of a friend to them as I can be. You know, there's a fine line between mother and being a friend. But we're very open with them.
That's great.
We talk about all of everything, about what happened, COVID, all that.
What brought you to the States?
How much time do you have?
I'm just waiting for the manifestation.
Yeah,
of it.
It was a manifestation.
Okay.
Big thanks to Maritime USA for sponsoring the show, helping businesses simplify payment processing and reduce unnecessary fees. If you're tired of overpaying to accept cards, it might be time for a better option. Learn more at maritimeusa.com.
This episode is supported by Rocks Ink Calligraphy, where every piece is created by hand and designed to be remembered. From custom calligraphy and engraving to live event personalization, Rocks Ink turns meaningful moments into lasting art. Learn more at rocksink.com.
I came to Arizona for my sister's bachelorette. It was a couple of years before COVID hit. So I want to say 2018 she got married. I think it was 2018 she got married.
You're like, oh my God, it's so warm here.
Oh, yeah. I was like, there is something about Arizona. There's a vortex here.
Mm-hmm.
It's an energy here. When we landed in Arizona, I was like, I'm moving to Arizona? Is that what you want me to do? Okay, I'm in, like, whatever. Went back to Canada, and I said to Steve, I said, I'd like to move to Arizona. And he was like, sit down. What is the matter with you? He's like, I have this beautiful job, pension, you have your business. Like, what are we going to do in Arizona? I was like, I don't know, but we're going to Arizona. And he's like, we're not going to Arizona. Sit down. We're not doing this.
Did he blame you for COVID?
So COVID, 2 years late, 2 years goes by, and then COVID hits. And then all that stuff that happened with him at work and stuff. And I was like, I think it's Arizona. And then at that point, he's like, how do you do all of this?
No.
What is it with you?
That's too funny.
Yeah. And I was like, we're going to go to Arizona. And he's like, how are we going to get there? I said, I don't know, but we're going to look into it. That's where I'm being told that we're going. That's where, like, when I sit in silence and I pray, that's where it's guiding me to. I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, why not like Texas? Why not like Florida? And I was like, it's Arizona. So it was Arizona. And then that's where the ball got rolling for Arizona. And
how long have you been in Arizona now?
So we came in 23. Yeah, we came in 23, and we applied for a visa. We got denied a visa. They said, nope, go back to Canada, reapply from Canada. We're like, mother. So packed up, went back to Canada. We reapplied from Canada, and they gave it to us. And I was like,
really?
Yeah, it was. And then we came back. So we've been here. I arrived with the girls 2 years ago, this summer, and Steve stayed back in Canada, and he worked. He was still working with the Toronto police, and he worked for a bit, but he was just not mentally in a good space, and he just, and he broke down again. So the plan was for him to eventually come here. It was just a little bit sooner than we had anticipated because of his, So it was always supposed to be Arizona. And I remember when we first drove to Arizona, my kids were like, you are ruining our lives. You took us from our family, from our friends. I'm not even joking. This is word for word. This is what they said. And now they're like, Mom.
Never go.
Yeah, we're not going back. Like, no, we're not going back. I mean, we have a 5-year residency visa.
Okay.
So we renew at the end of the 5 years.
Gotcha.
And, you know, you never know. You never know what's in store.
Yeah.
Like, you never say never, right? You just kind of go with the flow of things. And yeah.
Toronto's a beautiful place, but too cold for me.
Even in the summer. Yeah. It's, well, you're from Minnesota. That's cold.
Well, I'm from Washington.
That's cold too.
Yeah.
Talking
not
about
as bad as Minnesota or Toronto.
Toronto's cold. Oh yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
These things called ice quakes.
I've never heard of that. Is that like
the ground gets so cold and ice, it cracks, and you hear it.
No kidding.
It's it's insane.
I've never heard of that.
It's called ice quakes.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
crazy.
That's crazy.
And it gets cold, and then you're just like, you just, I used to joke with friends that, like, come October, my body temperature drops and it rises back up again in June. And I only have like July, August, and September, 3 months, and then we're back to.
Well, I remember that, growing up, and really, it's funny because I think it has gotten warmer now than it was when I was a kid, but still, I can remember, in the Seattle area, I used to travel all the time. People would say, "Where are you from?" I say, "Washington State." And they immediately think Seattle. I'm like, well, no, I grew up on the east side of the state, but I lived in Seattle for a while. But it truly, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's so beautiful there." It's like, when did you go? They're like, July or August.
Summer.
Yeah, it's like, okay, go back in October or November because it's cold and rainy and just miserable.
Yeah,
and
Seattle's rainy.
Gray. Yeah, it's crazy. And my brother lives in Ketchikan, and I don't know how he does it. Like, I can't stand being cold.
Yeah.
I will take the heat every day.
Me too.
And people are like, "What are you doing? It's so hot." It's like the same thing you do when it's freezing cold.
But at least when you go outside, you're not dying from the cold. Right. It's hot. It's hot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, I don't know, to me it's still more manageable than the cold.
I think so.
Me.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a brevity to it, right? So like if you get in the car's hot, but it cools down pretty quick, relatively, and I'm going from air conditioned to the air conditioned car to the air conditioned, and I'm outside, or you go to dinner, or you go to the movie and it's freezing cold and you go outside and you go, oh,
yeah. Like, I'm just going to thaw out here.
It's like the first 5 minutes you're like, oh, it feels so good out here. Okay. So you come to Arizona and you decide you don't want to do esthetician stuff anymore. Aesthetics.
Yeah.
Okay. Esthetician, aesthetics.
It's fine.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
So you decide you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
What drove you down the road of, well, talk to me about the Reiki stuff, because obviously you were kind of quasi practicing it individually, but were you doing it in your business as well?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah. So just right after Steve got hired, I got my Reiki level 1, and I only did level 1 because you do your Reiki master if you are planning on teaching, and and I never wanted to do that, so I just stayed at Reiki 1 because with the laws of the universe, once you have that and somebody asks you, you have to teach them, right? And I didn't want to do that.
Gotcha.
So I just stuck with the Reiki 1, and yes, I incorporated that in my skincare, and I saw amazing results. So I would do this holistic facial. It was a 2.5-hour facial, so it included your facial, your skincare, plus on top of that, I did all the energy work. I did tuning forks and using gua sha stones and just charging the body with positive energies. So it was, and I started to see great results with it. And I got sick. So how did I get into like wanting to do holistic? So I got sick. I got really, really sick. I want to say it was 2019. 2019, I got really sick. We went to Great Wolf Lodge with the kids, and I picked up some virus there, which they wouldn't test me for to see what it was, but it was a virus. It attacked my thyroids.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up with what's called viral thyroiditis. But I got misdiagnosed 4 times before they realized what it was, and I almost died. So basically, my thyroid got so inflamed, it was pushing on my airways. I wasn't able to breathe through my mouth anymore. I could only breathe nasally. I lost my voice. My muscles started to give out on me. My heart rate went really, really high, and that's when they ended up hospitalizing me because they said that I was on the verge of having, had I not gone into the hospital that night, which was by miracle that I ended up going, I would have had a heart attack in bed and I would have died. I wouldn't have survived. So I came out of the hospital and I was really sick. I was really, really sick. I was on heart medication. I was on thyroid medication. The endocrinologist that saw me, she said, we don't know what the damage is at this point. Allegedly, there was a tear on my thyroid, which I don't even know if that's, like, how is that even a possibility? And she said, we'll have to kind of, keep you in check and see what happens. You might be on medication for the rest of your life. We don't know. And I couldn't accept that. I was like, no, like that, like God didn't create us so that we can break.
Yeah.
We have to be able to fix me. I met a lady, she's a holistic practitioner. She did iridology. So she looks through the iris of the eye and she can see what's going on in your body. And yeah, it's really cool.
I've never heard of that either. I'm learning stuff.
I know. I'd never heard of that until then.
Huh.
So I went to see her and she did a whole bunch of testing on me. She had all these like vials of viruses that she does muscle testing on you with and whatever. And she narrowed it down to I'd been attacked with the H1N1 virus.
No kidding.
And it attacked my thyroids and not, your stomach. People get stomach flu, whatever. This attacked the thyroid, which is like, allegedly, your chances of winning the lottery is a lot higher.
Wow.
It's like, great. I didn't fucking win the lottery, but I won this.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyways,
great thing to win.
Right. So she really helped me get on the holistic side of things. Then she was like, I cannot tell you to get off your medication. That's not what I'm here for. But I'm going to give you a whole bunch of different herbal supplements that you're going to supplement with. And hopefully this will be enough that you can get off your medication, right? So we started that. And I went to see her a couple of times a week, and she did all kinds of different things on me. And at my 8-week visit with my endocrinologist, you have to go and get blood taken, and then they, look at your hormone levels and whatever. And she was like, She's like, this is strange. What are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, just taking some supplements. And she's like, She's like, everything is leveled off. I'm going to take you off your medication. I want you to come back in 4 weeks to see if that changes anything. And I was like, oh, okay. So I get off my meds. I was still on my heart medication. I get off my meds. I go back in 4 weeks. And she's like, I'm discharging you.
Huh?
Yeah. And she's like, we're taking you off your heart medication too. And I was like, oh.
Wow.
I healed.
Yeah.
I healed. Like, this is insane. Like, they told me that might not be a possibility. And if I hadn't gone to see Carla, I probably wouldn't have healed. But that just really got me going, like, okay, there is a different way of healing. We don't always need to go down the Western medical route. And that's where things started to really manifest for me. And we just really changed our entire household. Even prior to that, we were a very holistic household, but like this really pushed us to the other side. And so when we thought of what we're going to do in Arizona, and I was like, I want to do something holistic. This is what we want to do. And we found the harmonic egg, and we found the vibroacoustic therapy beds, and we had used the salt room during COVID for healing. And I was like, this is what I want. This is what we want to do. And so that's how Tinted Salt was born, is from something that almost died. But
The reborn. The phoenix.
oh, that's it.
My
That's
God.
why we're here. Oh my God, I just got goosebumps.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Have you been to the Mission? The restaurant, the Mission?
No.
So there's one in Scottsdale. They just opened one at Agrotopia in the Tyler.
Okay.
And it's a Mexican infusion type restaurant. But the reason I ask is because we walk in and they have is it Mediterranean salt that you have?
Yeah.
The walls?
Yeah, the
Himalayan salt. So they have Himalayan salt bricks in the pillars on the wall. And then if you order the corn tortillas, they actually bring them on a Himalayan salt brick.
Yeah.
I was like, and the only reason I knew that is because I've been to your shop. So it's like,
yeah.
I was like,
well, because salt is a natural product from the earth, and it has an energy. Everything from the earth, everything has an energy, right? And it changes the energy of your food. So when people cook on it, they cook on it, or they serve food on it, it changes the energy of the food.
well, I will tell you, I think the pork that I had there was probably the best pork I've ever had. I mean, it was I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a
But they're
roll.
not Mediterranean. It's a Mexican restaurant, right?
It's a Mexican infusion type thing.
Okay.
So it's not like tacos and stuff like that, tacos and burritos. And
It's a
although we
different-
had chips and salsa,
Yeah.
but I had like
Interesting.
I can't remember what it was but it was like a pork
Mission.
roll.
Okay.
It's called the Mission. It was like a pork roll that had chorizo and something, but it was rolled and it was like smoked. It was delicious. Christine had a clam stew.
Okay.
So both were very good, very good. But
You're like,
I thought of
like,
you.
I know this stuff. I've been
Yeah,
there.
exactly. I'm like, oh, that's Emily. So you decide to open Tinted Salt.
Yeah.
How long have you been open now? A year?
No, 9 months.
No, really? Okay. Okay, so just 9 months.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it. Talk to me about what you guys do.
Okay.
Give me your pitch.
Okay. Oh, right.
Or you don't have
Welcome
to give
to
me your pitch.
No.
Just
Okay, so Tinted-
so our listeners know what you do.
Okay. So we created Tinted Salt to have a holistic wellness center where we can help people heal. Okay. We're not a biohack clinic. We're not a place where you go and you do this service, like, a circuit kind of thing. Like, we don't do that. Everybody comes in with different issues, different problems, different things that they need to work on. We help them navigate that. We work with sound, light, and vibration therapy. Everything we do at Tinted Salt, from the harmonic egg to the vibroacoustic therapy beds, the red light therapy beds, or the salt room, is to reset the autonomic nervous system. We all live at this state of fight and flight at all times. Like 99.9% of us live up here all the time. That's not where we're supposed to be. Fight and flight is supposed to be for when you're actually about to die.
Yeah.
Your body kicks in and the adrenaline, right? We cannot be here all the time. So we want to bring that state of mind to a parasympathetic state where your nervous system goes, okay, now the nervous system is calm. Now your body naturally knows what to do and heal itself. Okay, that's what we want to do with people. So with the harmonic egg, we use sound therapy and we use light therapy, chromotherapy. So that's light colors. So different colors of light have different effects on the body. So for example, somebody that comes in with PTSD, we'll use a lot of the blues and the greens and the purples. Those are more of a calming color. Well, let's say somebody came in and they want to work on fertility. We'll use the reds, the oranges, the yellows. Those are more stimulating colors. So everything has a purpose. And we use the songs with a purpose as well. Somebody has a liver issue. We use songs with the piano, the flute. But somebody who has anxiety, depression, or Parkinson's, we'll use some with the drummings. So everything is done in a way to help the body heal. Different frequencies help different things. So that's how the harmonic egg works. And the vibroacoustic therapy bed pretty much does that. It has its own curated music. That music is more of those binaural beats. The speakers are built inside the bed. So now you're getting both the frequencies over a set of headphones that you're listening to while you're lying down on a bed that vibrates to that music. So you're getting vibration therapy and frequency therapy.
Okay.
Right? Our red light therapy beds. Red light therapy is probably the most researched out of all the therapies that we use. Red light therapy is great for a slew of different things. Things like skincare. I used to use those face masks during my facials when I did that in my aesthetics era. We can go in a little bit deeper and hit those muscles for muscle recovery. We can go deeper and hit injury levels, pain, inflammation, post-surgery recovery. Then we have infrared light on ours. So that's that deeper penetration of the wavelength of energy, and it's invisible to the human eye. So the lights look like it's off, which is kind of weird. And that helps with neurology stuff. So anxiety, depression, PTSD, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ADHD, autism, head injuries, anything like that we can help with. We had those beds actually made for us for Tinted Salt. We wanted something very specific. So when we ordered those beds, we want these 4 settings on them because we wanted to be able to help a variety of different things. And then we have the salt room. The salt room is, wow, it's an amazing room. The entire room is built with Himalayan salt bricks. So automatically when you walk into the room, the energy in the room shifts because it's a natural product from the earth. Everything from the earth, everything has an energy, has a vibration. And then what we do is we take pharmaceutical grade salt, we put it inside a halo generator, which is a machine on the other side of the wall of the salt room. And then we crush it to a fine powder form and blow it into the room. So we now infuse the room with dry salt particles. And you're inhaling that. It's called dry salt therapy, halo therapy. And it's good for your respiratory tracts, upper and lower. Any asthma, allergies, bronchitis, COPD, emphysema, long COVID, pneumonia, any viral bacterial infection of the lungs and sinuses, it helps clear it out. It also helps reset your nervous system. Well, how does that happen? You're breathing in that salt. It's going inside the airways. It's pushing your airways open. Now your lungs are able to hold a little bit more oxygen. That little bit more oxygen. Your cells, your organs, your muscles, everything starts to work more prompt, and your body just automatically gets out of this fight and flight and down to a parasympathetic state. Then your body falls down there, and your body heals. So people that have a lot of anxiety and depression love coming in that room because it is almost like the only place where they can relax. It's the bizarrest thing, but it works.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you... I don't know how else to say what I'm going to say, so I'm going to say something, and I don't intend to offend if I do.
No, go for it.
If somebody thinks of it as a foo-foo,
Woo-woo,
woo-woo,
yeah.
woo-woo, witch doctor
Yeah.
type stuff, how do you get past that with somebody? I mean, obviously with your husband, he had that same thought, and then now he's come around because he's bought in. So
I lured him in. We do get a lot of people that are just like, oh, I just want to come in for a relaxation. Like, there's nothing wrong with me, and I just like a spa day type of thing. And it's like, okay, but when they come in and they experience it, that's when things change. We had this guy came in, and he's like, my wife's making me do this. I was like, okay. I said, if you feel uncomfortable, you don't want to do, you really don't have to. Like, we don't take offense to any of that. We understand everybody's different. He's like, no, I'll do it. I'll do it. It's like, it's fine. And he goes in the salt room. And when I went to get him out, he was sound asleep. So I knocked on the door. Like, I opened the door and I just like kind of knocked on the door. He's like, what happened here? And I was like, oh, you fell asleep. And he's like, no, I didn't. But you did.
been an hour.
Like, it's been 45 minutes. But later, the next time he came in on his own, he was like, that was the only time that I was able to fall down into a deep sleep. I haven't been able to do that for a long time.
Wow.
He's like, I don't remember the last time I actually was able to take a nap and somebody woke me up from it.
Wow.
So I was like, I don't know. Like, do you still? He's like, I believe it now. He's like, now I know why she made me come in.
Yeah.
So, and then there's people that you'll never win them over.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's not for everyone. Everybody will get to where they want to be at their own timeline. Like, there's no forcing people to do something that is not comfortable for them.
Yeah.
I don't get offended by people not wanting to come to our center, or, they're like, oh no, I don't believe in that stuff. It's okay. There is something for everyone, and that may not be for everyone.
Yeah.
But I wish everybody would give it one try, because it is life-changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from that story you just shared,
Yeah.
have you witnessed in the 9 months that you've been there situations where people have experienced, we'll call it healing, I guess, if you will?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. At the very beginning, when we first opened, we had this young lady. Her mom was very worried about her. She was basically anxiety, depression, not getting out of bed, not moving. It was awful. It was awful. Her mom made her come in for one session, and the first session we did for her, we did a red light therapy session, coupled it with our vibroacoustic therapy, and then we put her in the salt room. And then she went home. And then we booked her in again for the following week, and she sat in the egg. And after the egg session, after the egg session, she called and she said, I'm feeling so much better. I'd like to book another appointment. And this time she came on her own. This time her mom didn't have to drag her in. And she did 5 back-to-back sessions in the harmonic egg. And by the time her 5th session finished, she was able to pack her bag and move to another state to go to university, which was her mom's biggest worry, that she wasn't going to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do see it. We see it all the time.
That's
so
incredible.
that was at the very beginning, which was a confirmation for Steve and I, where we were like, okay, we did this. We did this for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. With regards to, and I can't remember exactly how you put it, but not being, bump you from one station to the next station.
Oh,
You put it a certain way.
I did say biohacking.
Yeah, biohacking.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what that means to you.
So a lot of places, they consider themselves a biohack, right? So like they hack the system, right? So you do a cold plunge and then you go in so it's hacking your system. It's like shocking your system. We don't believe in that.
Okay.
We believe that your system should not be shocked, that your system needs to be eased into, and we need to take you out of that fight and flight. So putting your body in a fight and flight mode just so that it would calm down again is, to us, it's counterproductive.
Gotcha.
Okay. So for us, like sometimes people will book an appointment and it's like they booked it for the harmonic egg and they come in and we read their intake form and we're like, you would be best suited to do this other thing first, because for what you want to achieve, this will do better for you, or vice versa. Like they have booked something else and we're like, this is what you need to do. So for us, it's not a one size fits all. So not every person that comes in can do, that. And I just use the cold plunge as an example, to do the cold plunge and then go into the hot, and then like not every person is going to get the same result.
Gotcha.
Right. So putting every person in the harmonic egg is not going to give them the result that they want. Maybe they do need to do something different to get to where they want to be. So for us, it's not a one size fits all. It's every person has their individual needs, and we're very intentional in what we offer. We're not there just to make a dollar. For me, it's more important that you get what you want out of it, and we try so hard to work with people so that they can come in regularly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How would people find Tinted Salt?
We're on all social platforms.
Okay.
So Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, although mostly I would say the first two, Instagram and Facebook, is our biggest one. We do have a YouTube channel. We're just starting to get that going as well. We have a website, tintedsalt.com, there as well. Emails. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where.
Where do you go from here? What's the big picture idea? I mean, are you happy with the one location? Do you want multiple locations?
I'm happy with the one location. I'm grateful for it, but I think we would like to have multiple locations. We get a lot of people coming from out of town. They're visiting family, friends, and then they come here and they're like, oh my gosh, we need this in my state, in my city. And then we're just like, yeah, we do, because what we offer is so different. It's so unique. It's not something that anyone else is offering, and it works, right? So yes, we would like to open up more locations in the Valley as well as outside of Arizona, Tucson, maybe even in Arizona. So yeah, we would like that. That is my ultimate goal, is to really allow people to have access to these types of therapies, where sound and vibration and light therapies that's where it's at right now. The world is changing. We're in a shift.
Yeah, I think people are starting to realize Western medicine. And I'm not bashing Western medicine, but I feel like Western medicine is more of, a Band-Aid over the top of the wound rather than curing the wound.
Yeah.
And I think people are starting to see that. And I think what's probably driving it faster than typical would be the insurance aspect of things. And people want more quality care, so they're like, well, I don't want 13 minutes with a doctor. I want half an hour with a doctor, So having things that, mind, body, spirit type stuff where people can look at a holistic perspective and say, how do I align myself? It's interesting. I find what you're doing very interesting, and I've experienced the salt room, which was fascinating, and I happen to fall asleep in there as well. But that, you talk to people who know me, know that I can fall asleep
anywhere. Okay.
Anywhere, anytime.
So you're not an anomaly.
Oh, no. I learned, I fought forest fires for 6 years, and I learned when you get a chance, go to sleep.
Fair.
So that was my thing. But anyway, so what else do we need to know about Alia that I have not talked about, or that you wanted to share today? That
I don't know. I think we kind of hit on everything. I don't know.
What's your favorite food? Random question.
Random question. Oh my God, that is random. I don't really have a favorite. I like all foods, all dishes. Yeah, I don't have a favorite. There's nothing that is like, oh, this is what I'm craving to have. No.
It just depends on your mood.
I'm a foodie though. Like I like all foods. I like Persian food, obviously, because I'm Persian. Like how could you not? I like Indian food. I like Italian. I love Greek food. I like all kinds of foods. I don't think there's one that is like, oh, I like a good steak. Like
I'm
really
not a
good
steak person.
Yeah, I like a really good
Never been a
steak.
steak. Now, if it is a really good steak and it's been cooked properly, I could definitely go for it. But I'm just never been a huge steak person.
Yeah.
But
No, I like a good steak. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, nothing that pops like, no, I'm not really a big pizza person either. But if it's a good pizza, I'll have that.
yeah.
Yeah, I recently started doing sourdough pizzas, so I make my own sourdough, and
Oh wow.
yeah, so that's been good.
So
But
you have what do they call it? The mother
starter.
The starter.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a jar on your windowsill or something.
Yeah, I have some in my fridge, some on my counter.
Oh, really?
I make sourdough all the time now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in particular that is on. I don't know.
If somebody doesn't know anything about the business, doesn't know anything, they've heard the term now is tinted salt, right? They've heard us talk about Himalayan salt, heard us talk about light beds and sound booths or harmonic eggs and things like that. Where would be a good place just to say, hey, start here? Somebody calls up and says, I just want to experience something.
I would say to experience it in person.
Yeah.
I would say start with the salt room.
Okay.
Yeah. Start with the salt room and go from there, because the salt room it's phenomenal. It's so good for so many things. I remember when we first started taking the kids to the salt room, they were a lot younger, and we just noticed that they were just better behaved children, and they just listened more. They did their schoolwork without bickering at one another. And at first we didn't really put two and two together.
Yeah.
But over time I was like, how come on the days that we do the salt room, they're better?
Yeah.
So when we approached the facilitator at the salt room that we were using in Canada, she's like, well, yeah, of course they're going to be better. They get more oxygen. I'm like,
What?
what? Can you explain that to me? That doesn't make any sense. So when she did, and then we were like, oh. And I remember I was like, Steve, I want a salt room. And he's like, sit down. And I was like, I'm just going to manifest it for you. I'm just going to manifest this.
Hey, we got to put tile on the wall anyways. We may as well just make it Himalayan salt tile.
So, yeah. He's always like, if I ask for something, and then he looks at me and I'm like, I'm just going to get it anyways. So, like, just hand it over.
It just depends on
say it.
If I get it now,
6 months, 6 years, I'm going to get it. Like,
it will show up at my door.
But to me, I think what I really would like to get across to everyone and anyone out there is that everything is an energy field. Everything is a vibration. We human beings are a vibrational being. You meet someone and you're like, ugh, or you meet someone, you're like, oh, like I connected with that person. It's the person's aura field. It's their energy field. That's all it is, right? So if we can understand that, was it Nikola Tesla? He said, if we can understand energy, we can unlock the secrets of the universe, right? That's where we're at. Like, let's just understand it. Let's see where we're going to go with it. Have you ever done the ice challenge?
Ice bucket challenge?
No. It's like, so you have 2 cups of water, and one of them you speak very negatively to, and then the other one you just speak the most beautiful things to it, and you put them both in the freezer, and then you take them out the next day and see what happens to them. We've actually done that.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go home and try this.
Right? So the one that we spoke very kindly to, like, literally had the most beautiful crystals on the top, and it was perfect. And the one that we spoke negatively to, it was like popping out of
really,
like the and same amount of water from the same place, same temperature, like everything was the same, and like the plastic cup has like cracked on the sides, and like. Yeah. So everything is an energy. So you manifest what you say, right? That's why I always tell people, like, say things, be kind to yourself, because what your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between reality and fiction. So what you say is always going to be reality to you, to your subconscious mind. So if I say I can't do this, then it's like, no, you can't do this. But if I got this, I'm going to do it. This is going to be great. Then your body actually goes with that. So yeah, I think that's like the one thing that I would like everyone to kind of keep in mind all the time, and just be kind to yourselves. Just say kind things and don't be so judgmental. of yourself. I mean, you can judge other people. I mean, I judge you all the time, but it's okay.
I judge
I'm just
myself all the time too.
I don't. I try.
I judge
to.
everybody else. You know what's funny though?
I try not to.
Funny is I make up stories about people. Like I love watching people and making up stories about.
Just by their demeanor. Yeah.
And it's probably so horrible of me, and it's not bad. It's not like I'm making bad stories. It's just like I'm like, oh well. But
I try to always keep in mind, like, you don't know what a person's been through. You don't know
Right.
where they're coming from. You know, I'll give you this one last thing, and then if you need to wrap it up, we can. I had a client come in, and she was literally the meanest person to me. She was so mean. She was so demeaning to me. Like, she was just, but I was like, you know what, Alia? Let her be. You don't know what's going on with her.
mm-hmm.
And she had 2 sessions in our harmonic egg. On that second session, she came out, and I was coming in. So Steve was there, and she held the door open for me, and she hugged me, and she said she was sorry.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, okay. Like, you just don't know. You don't know what they're going through, right?
And it's so hard to remember that sometimes, you know, when you're in a hurry and there's 2 people driving in front of you in a 45, they're going 35. Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, one of you's just stupid. The other one's on your phone. Get out of the way.
Or you're just driving a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah. That's funny. But, you know, it's tough. But I try to remember that. You know, it's like, okay, look, number one, if somebody calls me with an issue, you know, insurance, I need to be present and aware of what's going on in that person because that's their emergency right now.
Yes.
And if they're ripping at me, it's because of something that's happening in their life, not because of something I've done. Then it could be that they're calling me names, whatever. But I think about that sometimes when I get, you know, on the phone and it is somebody from overseas that doesn't necessarily understand what you're trying to say. And then you're like, just give me somebody who can talk to me, you know, and it's like, and I don't want it to come across rude to them, but it's like, I need to get, you know, and I'm using that as an example, but it happens all the time, you know, where, you know, wait staff brings food to you and it's half cooked.
Yeah.
Don't rip into the wait staff. Yeah. It's not their fault.
Get the cook out here.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so, well, hey, I really appreciate you coming on.
Oh my God, this was so much fun.
Thank you for getting to know us.
I really appreciate it. This was amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Alia. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on. I have a gift.
Oh, for me?
Yes. Everybody gets a gift.
Really?
Yeah.
What am I getting?
Well, first you get a coin. It's a challenge coin because you accepted the challenge to come on the show. And so you get a challenge coin. And then you also get...
You're going to tell me what it is or I'm going to open it?
You can open it. You open it. You tell me if it's okay.
Oh, I got one of those. I saw them there. Thank you.
And then if you look at the other side...
Thank you.
So yeah, so everybody gets one of those, and that's just my appreciation. I mean,
thank you. I appreciate
whether you drink it with water.
I do drink it with water.
Or whatever you put in
Yeah.
your body. So, but I really appreciate you coming on, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you very much. This is Alia, and I went above and beyond.
No happy talking, just real deals, authentic connections, the kind that heals from Palm Springs to Pine Top Grace. APN's network spans every place. Above Par Network, we're going above and beyond, reaching new heights. In networking realms, scaling the heights. From mixers to golf, our spirits unite. APN's the beacon, our guiding light. So here's to APN, where dreams align. In every connection, a chance to shine. Above and beyond, we'll always strive. In APN's network, we truly thrive.
Before you go, if you want marketing that actually moves the needle, check out lzrmarketing.com. Expert marketing solutions for your business. From websites and social to ads that convert, Liz and Riley help you stand out and grow. That's LZR Marketing, laser focused on your success.
Like, share, and subscribe to Above and Beyond, where excellence meets elevation. Elevate your mindset, one episode at a time.